The glucose revolution. Flatten your spikes, transform your health. In today's world of constant dieting fads, energy crashes, emotional eating, and inflammation, there's one often overlooked but incredibly powerful lever that can transform your physical and mental well-being: glucose control. Jessi Inchauspé, also known as the glucose goddess, has sparked a global health movement by revealing simple yet revolutionary strategies that help people flatten their glucose spikes. As detailed in her best-selling book, Glucose Revolution, these principles don't just support fat loss, they reverse fatigue, stabilize mood, heal the gut, reduce inflammation, and protect long-term health. Let's break down the powerful core ideas behind this movement, and how you can apply them starting today. Glucose. Friend and foe. Glucose is your body's primary fuel. Every cell in your body uses it for energy: your brain, your heart, your muscles, even your fingertips. Without it, you die. But like water to a plant, too much glucose drowns the system. When glucose floods your bloodstream too quickly, typically after eating sugary or starchy foods, it causes what scientists call a glucose spike. Over time, repeated spikes lead to inflammation, hormonal imbalances, accelerated aging via glycation, insulin resistance, cravings, mood swings, and chronic fatigue. And eventually, metabolic disorders like type 2 diabetes, even in people who aren't visibly overweight. Weight loss is a side effect, not the goal. One of the most surprising revelations in the glucose conversation is this: fat gain is a protective mechanism. Your body converts excess glucose into fat to shield you from the toxic effects of too much sugar in the bloodstream. People who cannot easily store fat, like many of Asian or Indian descent, are paradoxically more vulnerable to type 2 diabetes even if they appear lean. That's why flat glucose curves often lead to effortless fat loss, fewer cravings, balanced hunger hormones, lower insulin levels, which are required to unlock fat burning. Instead of focusing on weight loss directly, Jessi's method focuses on feeling better now: stable energy, clear skin, mental clarity, and hormone health. Fat loss becomes the side effect of better internal health. The fiber first rule. Fiber is a superhero. Jessi Inchauspé. One of the most powerful tools to flatten glucose spikes is fiber, found in vegetables, legumes, and whole plant foods. Here's what it does. Slows down glucose absorption, protects the gut lining, reduces cravings and hunger, improves gut microbiome. When you eat vegetables before starches or sugars, the fiber forms a mesh on the intestinal wall that slows the release of glucose into your bloodstream. This single tweak, order of eating, can reduce a glucose spike by up to 75% without changing what's on your plate. Eating order to flatten glucose spikes. Vegetables first. Protein and healthy fats second. Starches and sugars last. This isn't new. Many cultures instinctively follow this order. Appetizers like antipasti, crudité, or fresh herbs first, long before the science confirmed why it works. The underrated power of vinegar. Perhaps the most unexpected hero in the glucose story is vinegar, specifically because of its key compound, acetic acid. Just 1 tablespoon of vinegar before a meal can reduce glucose spikes by up to 30%. Increase muscle glucose uptake, as if you exercised. Boost fat burning at the mitochondrial level. And no, you don't need to chug it. Just mix a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, or any vinegar, with water before a carb-heavy meal, or drizzle it onto a salad. It works immediately. Ancient civilizations like those in Egypt and Persia used vinegar for diabetes-like conditions. Now, science is proving they were right all along. Protein and fat, your metabolic anchors. Combining protein and healthy fats with carbs slows digestion and lowers the glucose impact of a meal. Think of them as the brakes on your metabolic car. Examples of metabolic-friendly meals: grilled salmon with roasted veggies, fiber, protein, fat. Greek yogurt with berries and nuts, protein plus fat plus minimal sugar. Eggs with avocado and sautéed spinach before toast. Avoid eating naked carbs, starches or sugars without fiber, protein, or fat. as they spike glucose the fastest. What about cutting sugar entirely? While going full keto or low carb works for some, Jessi emphasizes sustainability over extremism. Her approach allows for chocolate cake and pasta, yes, really, social meals and celebration. A focus on minimizing impact, not deprivation. If you do want to experiment with low-carb or ketogenic diets, know this. Your body can produce glucose on its own, through gluconeogenesis, when carbs are scarce. But this isn't necessary for most people to get health benefits. Flattening spikes is enough. Why everyone should try a continuous glucose monitor. CGM, glucose is personal. Two people can eat the same banana and have vastly different blood sugar responses. Wearing a CGM for a month gives you real-time feedback on which foods spike your glucose, how stress, sleep, and exercise affect you, what to change, without guessing. Just be careful not to game the numbers by eating unhealthy foods that look good on a glucose monitor, e.g., high-fat processed junk. Glucose is one lens, not the whole picture. The big picture. Heal first, burn fat second. The glucose revolution isn't about gimmicks or quick fixes. It's a fundamental reprogramming of your biochemistry. When you reduce glucose spikes, flatten blood sugar curves, nourish your gut, balance your hormones, you're not just burning fat, you're reversing inflammation, protecting your brain, and aging better. Final thoughts. Maximum pleasure, minimal consequence. This new science doesn't require you to give up your favorite foods. Instead, it teaches you how to eat them smarter, in the right order, with fiber, protein, vinegar, and awareness. If you master your glucose, you master your energy, cravings, mood, longevity, and fat loss, without the suffering. And that's the true revolution. Top 5 action steps to start today. 1. Add veggies before every meal, even just a handful of greens. 2. Drink 1 tablespoon of vinegar in water before high-carb meals. 3. Eat in the correct order: fiber, protein, carbs. Right pointing arrow. 4. Avoid naked carbs. Combine them with protein or fat. 5. Try a CGM for 14 to 30 days and get real-time insights.